So before we get started, I wanted to give each of you all a couple of minutes to give some opening remarks. And we'll go ladies first and start with Mayor Bowser.
Thank you, Tony. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, it's wonderful to see you. And I want to thank the Board of Trade for inviting us again. And yes, we were together a short time ago, and I always enjoy being with my colleagues from Maryland and Virginia to represent this wonderful, strong, and resilient region. And I think that we have all been challenged this year in ways that we could have never expected. With a global pandemic, the racial reckoning that we're experiencing in our country, and the economic devastation that has been caused by COVID. We certainly think that, and I'm so proud of the people who work for us in the district who have battled on all fronts. But we're all focused on how we come back and how we come back even better. We went into this pandemic and this period in 2020 in a strong position, so that helps. And we have the building blocks for the comeback to be swift and strong. And so that is what we continue to focus on. Just yesterday, we did a kind of a 6-month retrospective on what COVID has done to the city and what we need to come back. And now, and the lessons learned, certainly there are challenges, but there are also key learnings that that we've learned from this period of time that we think will make us more resilient and more strong as a city and as a region. So I look forward to working with the board, working with our business community is going to be key in how we come back from this, and working together as a region is also very important. So I look forward to your questions.
Thank you very much, Mayor. Let's go alphabetically. Governor Hogan.
Well, good morning, and thank you.
By state, Governor Northam, by state.
Oh, yeah. Well, good morning. Hey, Tony, thank you very much. And it's really great to be joining all of you once again for this Capital Region Business Forum. I'm sorry we're not able to all be together, but this is the next best thing. I want to thank our hosts and all of the sponsors. And I really want to thank my colleagues, Mayor Bowser and Governor Northam. We have really had tremendous regional cooperation and partnership in the recent months as we work together to respond to this unprecedented COVID-19 global pandemic. And this kind of coordination, I think, is more important than ever as we work safely to try to reopen our economies and to get more people back to work and continue on the road to economic recovery. In Maryland, I'm pleased to report that thanks to our early and aggressive mitigation efforts to fight COVID-19, we've been very successful, and we've continued to see good declining numbers in our key health metrics. As of today, our statewide positivity rate is at 2.7%. Our hospitalizations, our ICUs, and our deaths have all continued to decline. And we're encouraged by these numbers, but it's absolutely critical that we all remain vigilant as we continue to battle this deadly virus. And it's also important that we continue to fight to improve our economy and the health of our small business community. Fortunately, Maryland was able to keep 70% of our economy open throughout the entire crisis, and 98% of our economy has been open since mid-June. Earlier this month, we were able to safely enter stage 3 in our roadmap to recovery plan, and now all businesses in Maryland are able to safely reopen. And we've now added or regained over 180,000 jobs since our recovery began. Our unemployment rate this morning dropped to 6.9%, which is 25% better than the national average. And I'm pleased to report that as a result of the state's dramatically improved health metrics, all of our county school systems in Maryland are authorized to begin the process of bringing some kids back in for face-to-face instruction, particularly our most challenged kids, special needs kids, and folks that don't have connectivity. So we can begin the process of safely reopening. We announced a new set of guidelines and metrics for our schools from the state level, because it's simply, there's no substitute in some kids for in-person instruction. Currently, more than 2/3 of all of our county school systems have developed and submitted plans, which include returning some children to school for at least some in-person instruction this fall. And we're pleased with all of our progress on economic recovery and on the health metrics. And but this crisis is, as my colleagues know, is far from behind us. And we've got to remain vigilant. We got to keep our citizens safe so that we can keep our region's economies, and put them back on track. So thank you again for the opportunity. It's great to be here, and I'm really looking forward to the discussion with you, Tony, and with my great partners and colleagues.
Thank you, Governor Hogan. Governor Northam?
Good morning, Tony, and to all of you. Thanks so much for allowing us to join you this morning, and I hope that you and your families are staying safe and healthy during this pandemic. And we certainly wish we could be in person with all of you, but hopefully in the near future. I want to, Tony, thank my colleagues, the Mayor of Washington, Mayor Bowser, and Governor Hogan. To their point, we have had a wonderful relationship over the years, and just having that relationship has really helped us tremendously during COVID-19. And Larry, I want to thank you. As you all know, Larry was the chair of our National Governors Association, and the governors really had to step up with the mayors and lead this country through this pandemic. And literally, we were competing for supplies of PPE. We were working on how we could best test our people in our states and do the tracing. And so we've had a great relationship. And you know, what affects Washington, what affects Maryland, what affects Virginia, it affects all of us. And so, you know, the better relationship we have, the more that we can collaborate, the better all of us will be. So thanks to both Muriel and Larry for your tremendous leadership. Also like to give a shout out for Cass Resnick, who is our board appointee to your forum. She's our Deputy Secretary of Commerce. She's doing great work, and I hope you'll enjoy your relationship with her moving forward. You know, as was said, our world was flipped upside down by COVID-19. It's hard to believe our first case was March the 7th. So we've been dealing with this pandemic for now 6 months. And just wanted to reiterate what the mayor and the governor have already said. But, you know, we came into this in a very strong position. Virginia was proud. Our unemployment rate was at 2.6%, is one of the lowest in history. The capital investment that was coming into Virginia was literally on fire. And we were proud to be the #1 state in this great country of ours in which to do business. And we anticipate coming out of this very strong as well. Our budget is in good shape. Our reserve, what we call our rainy day fund, is very healthy. And so as soon as we can get our economy back up and running, as soon as we can get this health crisis behind us, we're confident that Virginia will be a very friendly state for business. I wanted to just mention briefly, Tony, before we go into our discussion. We have known for a long time that there are tremendous inequities that exist in our society, and COVID-19 has really brought them into stronger focus. Access to education, access to healthcare, criminal justice, all of these things are just so important. And it's clear that people of color have been significantly affected, disproportionately affected by COVID-19. And so as we come out of COVID-19 and move into the future, that's something that we really need to keep in mind. And one of the things that has always been a pet peeve of mine, and I'm sure this is not unique to Virginia, but is our lack of universal broadband. And whether it is for telehealth or virtual learning for our children right now, or teleworking, which a lot of workers in the metropolitan Washington area are doing, it's just imperative that everybody have access to broadband. So we're putting a significant amount of resources, $85 million this year, to really getting that last mile established for all Virginians. So good things are happening. And again, I'm just pleased to be here with you. And I thank all of you in the business community. It is jobs, it is our economy that keeps us all moving forward. And so keep doing the great work. And I look forward to working with you all in the upcoming years. Thank you, Tony.